Hello, hello, hello yogis, it's Izzy Rose here, and I am so happy that you are starting your day with me this morning. This practice is perfect for beginners. It's soft and easy breezy, and it's a beautiful way to awaken the body, open the senses, find the breath, and kind of set yourself up for success. All you'll need is a yoga mat and some blocks. So go ahead, make some tea. You can even stay in your pajamas, totally cool with me. Grab what you need and I'll meet you on the mat. So from wherever you are, let's go ahead and come to standing. We'll take a minute just to plant the feet down on the ground. Feel all four edges of the feet just gently hugging the earth. Start to lengthen through the body. Take a big breath in, roll shoulders to greet the ears. Exhale, settle them and drape them back and down along the spine. Let's take a big breath in, circle sweep the arms. Inhale, take the right hand, wrap that left wrist, reach up and out through the left hip, and then exhale, slowly reach over to that right side. Maybe turn gaze underneath that left shoulder, find a big stretch down and along this left side body. Big breath in, big breath out. Gently bend into the knees, take an inhale, release the hands. Changing sides, wrap the opposite hand around the opposite wrist. Lengthen and then soften over. Lift the gaze if it feels okay. And imagine we have a little tiny set of lungs on this right side, and we're just breathing into that space, opening up, cleaning out the cobwebs. Inhale, release. Exhale, open to cactus. Pull the elbows down and away. Find some release, some sweet space around the neck. You can even glide the head side to side. See if you can subtly shake off some tension there, some tightness, especially first thing in the morning after we just get up. And then come to center. Take an inhale, draw the shoulder blades together, lift the chest, lift through the sternum. Exhale, begin to dome through the upper spine, press the forearms together, hug the navel to the back body. Inhale, peel the heart forward and out. Shoulders together. Exhale, curl in, press forearms towards one another. Big breath flowing here. Just taking our time, easy breezy, sinking breath to movement, beginning to find a little warmth, a little heat in the back and in the front, even all the way down into the core, to that low belly. One more time. And then press back to the feet. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky. Exhale, take the hands behind it, interlace them in the familiar way. Press the hands, glide them down and away from the body. Bring shoulders together, lift the chest, maybe even lift the gaze just slightly. Keep rolling the shoulders back and down. And then bring chin down towards the chest. Open through the back of the neck. Lift the gaze, soften the elbows, big inhale. Fold forwards and down over the legs as you exhale, deeply bend into the knees. Take an inhale, slide fingers along the shins, lengthen crown forwards. Exhale to fold. Just staying here, really taking a generous bend of the knees, pressing the ribcage on top of the thighs. Let's shake the head, yes and no. Let go of tension, of tightness. And then come back to center. Big breath in again, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bring hands to blocks or hands to the ground. Step the right leg back. Bring that right knee all the way onto the mat. Your choice, you can keep the toes tucked here if that feels more comfortable. Otherwise, you can untuck the toes and bring the top of the foot down to the ground. Hug in towards that center line. And then if it feels okay, start to lift the chest. Take the hands up and over. We're aligning that left knee over the left ankle. We're lengthening through the edges. And we're feeling this deep stretch down along the top of that right hip. All the way down this right hip. So if this feels sticky, just bring hands to rest on that left thigh. There's no pressure, no expectation. We're just breathing into the front of this right hip. We're just lengthening through the spine, out through the crown of the head, waking the body up, waking the breath up, and celebrating this new day. Take another big inhale. And then as you exhale, bring hands to frame that left foot. Take it, inhale, breath. And then as you exhale, start to slide the hips towards the back of the mat. Walk the hands so they're still underneath the shoulders. Take the left toes and pull them back towards you. Continue to press that right hip forwards. And this is kind of a sticky space, so even if we haven't used blocks this far, maybe this is the time we reach for the blocks. And just remembering that the blocks have 3 different heights, so play with the heights, see what works best. And then just soften. Keep lengthening, but with each new exhale, maybe just soften a little bit more. Bringing chest a little closer to the top of that left thigh. And then with your next inhale, we'll slowly shift the weight, coming back to the top of the mat. If the toe is untucked, tuck that right toe. With a big breath in, fire up the back thigh, pick up that right knee. And let's just play here, forward lunge. We'll shift forwards and backwards, just seeing how it feels. Starting to really energize that right side body. And then on an inhale, big step, right foot meets the left, plant the foot, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Start to lower the tailbone, bringing the thighs parallel to the ground. Excuse me, float the hands up and over. We'll stay here, chair pose. If shoulders are tight, just bring hands to heart center. We're just starting to feel this energy, waking up the thighs, waking up the glutes, harnessing all that power, that breath, that action in the core. 2 more breaths. And then on your next inhale, lengthen the legs as you start to bow the heart down over again. Easy breezy, halfway lift, big sip of breath. And then fold as you exhale. This time we're stepping that left leg back. Left leg comes to the back of the mat, left knee comes to the earth. You have the choice to keep your toes tucked or untucked. Completely up to you. And then really hug in, narrow through the knees. Start to lift the chest, lift the hands. Or maybe just bring hands to the top of that right thigh. Start to really press that left hip forward. Drag the right hip bone back. And breathe. Sometimes the trickiest part of yoga, right? Remember to breathe. Especially when we hit those tight spots or when we come to a balance. It's always hard to remember to breathe. I know. Just find 2 more full breaths here, 2 inhales, 2 exhales. Really think about softening in. There's no pressure, there's no expectation. It's just yoga. And then those hands frame that right foot. Bring them down, reach for your blocks, or come down to the ground. Stay for an inhale breath. See if you can find a little more length through the spine. And then exhale, slide the hips towards the back of the mat. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Drag the right toes towards the chest. Playing here. And maybe, and I'm sharing this now because I just notice it within my own body, maybe you come to one side that is very noticeably more tight than the other. So today it's my right leg. I feel it straight away. This is definitely my tight side. And that's all good. Maybe it's just an indication that we need to linger here on this side a little longer. Maybe it means we need to offer some more breath. Maybe a little more loving kindness and compassion to this right side. And then we'll start to shift. Hips float forward, hands come underneath shoulders, back toes tuck if they're not already. Big inhale, fire up that left quad, press that knee back. Full runner's lunge, and let's start to play, shift forwards and backwards. And then bring hands down to the ground. Step the left foot closer and we'll step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Coming into our first down dog. You can bend the knees, the heels can be lifted. There's no reason that they need to be on the ground. Don't force it. Just start to bow the chest, relax the head, open up the underarms, lengthen the spine. Breathe into the hamstrings. If it feels good to move, maybe pedal the feet. If it feels good to sway the hips or twist the body, do that. Just find some nice organic movement that feels good right now. And then let's lift the heels. Let's bring the knees wide on the mat for a child's pose. Untuck the toes, bring them to touch. Press the bottom down, chest down. Sweep the hands forward. Maybe you can rest on the forehead. Maybe we reach for block. Maybe we create a pillow with the forearms and we rest our head here. Maybe we even slide a pillow underneath the body to add some support. Wherever you are, just find your way into your version of child's pose. And then take a few breaths, sending the breath all the way into this back set of ribs, back low belly. Breathe into the edges of the body. Start to lift the chest. Bring the hands towards the body. Let's bring the knees to neutral and we'll come into a seat. So finding a seated position, if it feels okay to be on the knees, you can take that. Maybe you can reach for a block and slide this block underneath the tail. Just add a little support. And if it's not comfortable to be on the knees, then go ahead, cross the legs and come to crisscross applesauce. We'll take the left hand down to the left side, or just keep it on the left lap. Inhale, right hand up and over, and we'll start to stretch. Just reach, open that right side body, bending into the left elbow. And then breathe, we'll slowly change opposite side. Big side body stretch. Feels so yummy in the morning. One more time. One more, slow and steady. Perfect. Coming back to center. From here, if you're on a block, slide the block out to the side. We'll come all the way onto our sits bones. And instead of taking traditional or the most familiar version of butterfly, today we're going to just slightly open the legs wider. So walk the feet just kind of outside of the hips. Let's flex the feet and we'll take a nice forward fold in this space. So feel the tailbone pulling down to the ground, sits bones connected. Start to find length in the spine and notice if already you feel that gripping sensation through the hip creases. If you notice that, maybe just begin to take an inhale and send some breath. See if you can relax the hip crease. Maybe if it's too much, you just walk the feet a little bit away from the body. Or if you have blocks or even a blanket or towel, you can add a little support by cradling the outer thigh, outer knee crease. Wherever you are, take a big, generous breath in. Lengthen, grow tall in your seat, and then exhale, start to fold over the legs. Let the head completely rest. You can draw the crown towards the earth. Let the shoulders flop forwards and drape over. Or just breathe. With an inhale, pull the navel towards the spine as we slowly roll through the body. Lifting the chest. If the blocks are there, supporting the legs, go ahead and move them off to one side. Bring the hands behind the body and we'll gently windshield wiper side to side. Sometimes when we do this, we might hear a little click or a pop. It's okay. Just move gently. And then we'll come to seated space, crossing the legs. And take a minute, just fluff those pillows, connect the sits bones down onto the mat. Take a big breath in, roll shoulders to the ears, big breath out, slowly drape them back and down. Thank you for joining me today, for starting your morning with breath. Starting your morning by opening yourself up to whatever the day has in store for you. Thank you for finding some movement and connection. From my heart to yours with love, light, and an abundance of gratitude. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. If you want more time with me on the mat, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Yoga with Izzy Rose. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to flow with you guys again soon. Take care.